A dog is a human's best friend, but does it work the other way around? Our dogs behave lovingly towards us, but they can also behave that way towards people we know, or even random people. How do you know whether you are special? In this video, we're going to be looking at 12 signs that your dog views you as their BFF. But before we dive in, why not subscribe and join our canine loving community for more insight into the mind of your dog? Number 1. Smelly feet. Oh, we all get them. You pull off your shoes at the end of a long day and have to wrinkle your nose at the smell of sweat. But no matter how bad your socks may smell, somebody in your life is sure to love them. Your dog. Your feet may not smell great to a human nose, but to a dog they're a minefield of information. Your sweat contains chemicals called pheromones, which are distinct to you, and which can subtly change depending on things like your mood and your physical health. If your dog seems obsessed with getting a whiff of your sweaty feet or worn-out shoes, then you can rest assured that it's just because they want to learn more about you. Number 2. Sometimes, however, your dog's sock obsession might go a bit further. Do you ever notice things going missing on laundry day? You don't have a poltergeist, you have a polterpooch. And it's not just socks. Anything you wear or handle frequently that is small enough to be hauled away and hidden in a dog basket is at risk of disappearing. Is your dog a kleptomaniac? Well, no. Once again, it's a matter of smell. Dogs are very scent-oriented creatures who use their sense of smell more than any other to help them understand the world around them. Your clothes and things that you handle frequently contain traces of your scent, particularly if they've just been pilfered from the dirty laundry pile. By surrounding themselves with things like this, your dog is able to ensure that they will always have a little piece of you nearby, even when you're out of the house. Number 3. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's just your incredibly bouncy dog who is feeling very happy about you coming home at the end of the day and has apparently decided to celebrate by pretending they're on a trampoline. What's going on? Well, aside from the jumping for joy aspect, your dog does actually have a reason for jumping when they see you, other than excess energy. Thanks to our bipedal gait, humans are naturally a lot taller than dogs and tend to tower over them. When your dog sees you for the first time after a long day of work, they want to greet you face to face, and the only way they can really achieve that is by jumping. Number 4. At your service, my good sir. Quite obliged, Lord Barkington. Alright, when your dog bows to you, it isn't actually a formal gesture of respect. Your pup won't be learning to do formal dances or fighting a duel anytime soon. Instead, the bowing gesture that your dog makes when they lower their head and stretch out their front legs is actually the gesture that dogs use to signal that they want to play. Just like with humans, dogs play with people who they like and use play to build social bonds. If your pooch wants you to play with them on a regular basis, then this shows that they consider you to be their bestest buddy. Number 5. You might not think that your dog sleeping on top of you is much of a sign of affection. After all, when you hang out with your friends, you kinda like everyone to be awake for the experience. But your dog isn't dozing off in your arms because they're bored. They're sleeping near you because you make them feel safe. Dogs know that they're vulnerable to attack while they're sleeping, and by sleeping near or on top of you, they're communicating that they trust you to fight off anything that tries to hurt them. Number 6. Are you being watched? Get a sensation like somebody's staring at you from across the room? Perhaps a big-eyed somebody with a wet nose and an adorable fluffy face? Dogs love to stare at their humans, and at times it can be hard to figure out why. Not like they don't know what you look like already. From a dog's perspective, however, staring is an important way of communicating strong emotions. For example, love and affection. When a dog loves somebody, they will often show it by staring at them fixedly with big eyes. Number 7. For some dogs, their love language is gift-giving. Unfortunately, your dog doesn't have access to your Amazon wish list, so they might not know exactly what you've been hoping for. And even if they did, they don't have a lot in the bank to afford it. So what can they give you? What every human desires, toys and treats. Specifically, dog toys that already existed in your home and treats that you gave them, and that might have been partially chewed already. Oh well. It's the thought that counts, and at least you know that your furry friend is thinking of you, even if you might prefer a gift card next time. Number 8. Less than fun fact. Most dogs don't actually enjoy being hugged. Not only is it not a thing in canine body language, not surprisingly since dogs don't really have arms, but having human arms wrapped around their body, particularly if those arms are squeezing, can often feel uncomfortably restrictive and confining to a dog. So, what does it mean if your dog lets you hug them? It means that the two of you have a bond that is stronger than your dog's natural instincts. They know that you like hugging them, and that you would never do anything to actually hurt them, and so they swallow their feelings and let it happen. What a good dog! Number 9. So, if dogs don't like hugging, how do they show affection? Well, one of the more popular ways is through leaning. If you ever noticed your dog leaning against you, it wasn't necessarily because they needed the rest. Dogs lean onto humans and other dogs that they like to show affection. They're literally saying that they trust you to support them. Number 10. Another popular sign of canine affection is the nose nudge. Again, your dog is a very smell-oriented creature. Nudging you with their nose not only allows them to show their love through physical contact, but it also allows them to sniff you. More importantly, if you were another dog, it would allow you the opportunity to sniff them back. Your dog is essentially trying to exchange scents, which is a bit like two friends asking about each other's day. Number 11. When you're petting your dog, do they ever spin around and start showing you their butt? You might think that this is just them being a weirdo or trying to whack you on the head with their tail, but it's actually another sign that they see you as their best friend. When you and your dog run into other dogs on the street or at the dog park, you might notice the two pups start sniffing each other's butts in greeting. As with the feet sniffing, this is about pheromones. Dogs have special glands in their butts that have an extra concentration of these chemicals. When your dog shows you their backside, they're trying to initiate this kind of friendly canine social interaction. We're not recommending that you actually take them up on it and have a sniff, but you can at least appreciate the gesture. It could also be that your pup is trying to subtly, or not so much, hint that they would just love a scratch on the base of their tail, home to numerous nerve endings. Number 12. It's one of the cutest ways that our pups show their affection, and also unfortunately, one of the least hygienic: kisses. Dogs obviously don't kiss the way that humans do. They don't have the necessary muscles in their lips. But you'll be pleased to know that those little licks your pooch gives you are intended to mean roughly the same thing. Dogs lick each other as a form of mutual grooming, and it isn't just about getting clean. It does have that effect as well, but grooming is also calming and a way of reinforcing social bonds. Your dog licking you is their way of saying, "I love you." Is there a flip side to having a loyal companion? Seems impossible. But being a chosen human for your dog means they need a lot of time with you to feel any kind of happiness. These 10 signs will help you understand if your dog may be feeling neglected by you way more than you think.